Right, so welcome to East Academia. My name is Brian, and I work with Right All Academics, East Academia, and East Academia Canvas, Understand Me Writers. And today I just want to take you through an application process for freelance writing. And this application process basically is that application process whereby uh, I'm going to tell you the steps that will take for you to become a freelance writer at Right All Academics. Of course, the application process is a little bit thorough, but you really have to prove yourself that you are a good writer for you to be accepted at Right All Academics. It is just not a walk in the park. And one or another, to avoid you wasting your energy in future, your papers are going to be scrutinized and checked by a team of reviewers who are experienced, and they'll be able to advise you whether academic writing is a good venture for you or not. And if at all you fail this application process, you are welcome to our training that usually goes for 4,500 shillings for a period of 1 month or so, which mostly depends. It depends whether you're fast enough or not, or if you are committed elsewhere. But the training is usually paid on a weekly basis, and it is charged. I mean, it is usually charged on a weekly basis, and it is charged in such a way that you find value for your money. And for the training is a little bit thorough, so that you get to know the various aspects that are required. So for those of you who are good at writing, you don't need to go through that training. All you need is just to go through the application process and show us that you are really capable, that you are good at writing. Okay. So applying at Right All Academics, basically that alone is an experience that people usually come and appreciate, because it is a little bit it gives you an opportunity to assess yourself first, okay, so that you see what are your strengths and what are weaknesses. And you really have to be so honest when it comes to applying to Right All Academics, because if you lie, then you might end up being given an order that will not find, at the end of the day, will not be submitted, and you might not get paid for it. Yeah. So I've seen, with my experience, there are people who've tried to cheat the system, and for the application, when they're told to send samples, they ask for samples from other people, and then they they send you the samples, okay. And when they send you the sample, think that that is the end of it. But then after you send the samples and you've applied, you've written the writer's profile form, you've filled it. I will show you how to fill the writer's profile form and all that. Usually we would like you to be as honest as possible, so that we can place you in the right place. Okay, we really have to place you in the right place, so that we don't have any issues, or we work on orders that you're most comfortably with. Okay, so the thing is you really have to be honest. That is one thing I will insist when it comes to this application process. Don't lie. Don't try to cheat the process, because even after this application, you might go through the entire application process and be successful. But when you're given your first order, your second order, your third order, fourth order, fifth order, these ones are still considered as application. As much as they're going to be paid, they're still considered as application orders. Okay? So they're part of assessing your ability. So if your first order goes well, you have a scorecard. If a second order goes well, you're okay. If the third order goes well, you're okay. And if the fourth order goes well, you're okay. If the fifth one goes well, then you're pretty much okay. So it is all about that. And at any given time, if any of these orders will have a problem, or you realize that you're having a lot of challenges working with you, then we are able to advise you and tell you that unfortunately, I think we have a lot of, we need to work on a lot of things. So you can easily be laid off within these first 5 orders. That is if you cheated the system, okay? Now, we don't expect people to be perfect. Of course, even us, we are not perfect. But there's that barest minimum, okay? What is known as a threshold, okay? Of writing skills that you're supposed to have to work at Title Academics. And I think the most important aspect here is how you are following instructions, how you can read an instruction and interpret it. Because even our training really focuses on these instructions, okay? How are you able to how are you able to read instructions and interpret them correctly? Or you're a person who reads something and misinterprets it and try to fill there with the words and submit work and expect payment. That one will not work. Now, for academic writers, I usually insist that whatever is important here is your ability to understand questions, your ability to do research, and your ability to write original content from another source. So you don't just copy directly. You paraphrase or you try and understand it, then you write it in your own words, okay? And your ability to credit that source. So you provide what is known as citations or references. So I said it is the ability to understand instructions. So I'll just write here, understand instructions, that is number one. And I'll try to explain to you why these are important. So you have to understand instructions. Number two is your ability to do research, doing research. So your ability to do research, uh, that one is very important. Okay, your ability to write original content, writing original content. I just write there, original content. Number two, your ability to accredit the sources you use. So accrediting the sources used. I'll try and explain all these. You really don't have to worry. Accrediting the sources used. All right. So these are the 4 most important things that you have to reevaluate yourself. So understand instructions. If you're told to write, give 10 reasons why you think technology is advantageous. Don't give 5 reasons. Of course, the keyword there is 10. Another keyword is why technology is important. So don't tell us why eating fruits is important. So that is what I mean by instructions. And these, by the way, are the most important aspects. But if you fulfill these 4 requirements, then for you, academic writing is your thing. Trust me, it is your thing. Now, if you can read an instruction, if you're told to write a 600 words document, and it should be 600 words, not 500 or 800 words. Yeah. So doing research because sometimes you might have an order or a question that you've been given, but you don't even know, or okay, you know, but you know the general thing, but now these people want something specific, more detailed. So that means you'll have to go to other sources to do some research and look for information and after that you come and put that information in a good way so that you get the most accurate solution. It does not matter. Even us, even people who have gone to who have studied until PhD level, when you give them a question, some of these questions they will need to do some research so that they are able to make the solution rich enough. Okay, so you need to enrich your solution. Okay, to make it a little bit in terms of content, let it be very rich in terms of content, and that is what will make this work of yours not go to fail. Okay, because if you don't do research and maybe you write a very shallow answer, then the student goes and gets 0/10 or a 0/something. You really won't expect that you're going to be paid there. Okay. Now, this one goes in tandem with writing original content, because when you do research, of course, you'll be getting answers of what you are writing from someone else. Okay? So if somebody else had written there the definition like biology is the study of living things, okay, you really don't have to go and take that biology is the study of living things. You can say maybe biology is a research-based uh, what can I call, is a research-based subject that deals with the study of living organisms. That way you've paraphrased that word or that definition. Okay, so in that case we'll say that now you've done research, you've gotten the solution, yes, but you're not writing someone else's content. You're writing what? You're writing your original content. All right. So writing original content, that one is very paramount. It's very imperative when it comes to writing this work. So you just don't go Google, get an answer there. Oh, this is the answer. Let me just take it and put it here. Let me show them that I know how to do these things. No, you cannot cheat the system, because we have plagiarism checkers. And for us, for Itol Academics and Stand Me Writers, East Academia Canvas, and many more other people who are running this business in writing. These are people who usually they have different plagiarism checkers. So you might have a content being very good, like being very original as per Turnitin plagiarism. When it's brought to self-assigned plagiarism, it is 90% plagiarized. When you take it to Copyscape, it is 100% plagiarized. When you take it to, so that's why, because of the bottlenecks or the shortcomings of each and every these plagiarism checkers, we tend to use all of them. Okay, it doesn't matter the cost, but we tend to use all of them. So usually writers, they usually are given a Turnitin, because I think it is the most common. Um, but one thing I'll say is that when you write original content, you will not have a problem when it comes to this to this thing that is known as Turnitin, or to this thing known as plagiarism. Now, let me just give you an example. I like working with examples. So, for example, you are told to write um, okay. For example, I did an assignment, or okay. Let me say, let me not say that I did an assignment. Let me to see if I have some paper here. Then I show you how you can easily paraphrase. Yeah, I don't know if I have the paper here. I must have put it somewhere here. Don't worry, I'm looking for the paper. I think it's something like psychology. Well, I don't seem to find it. I'll just search. Let me search this desktop and write here. Psychology. I think I'll find a paper. Psychology. Psychology. Exam 1. Yeah, 2021. Alright, I'll just take this one maybe and see how it looks. Enable editing. Still opening. This word is pretty much slow. I'll remove it. I'll install another one. By the best one for no, this is not the right one. I can just as well work with this one that is here already. So a paper like this one, okay? You might come across a document like this in the internet while you're looking for the solution, and it is the exact solution that you're looking for. Okay, yeah. So then you start saying, as I highlighted earlier, Associated British Foods PLC (ABF) is a public limited company registered under food processing and retail industry in the United Kingdom, with its main headquarters in London. So you just try to paraphrase, read that statement, all of it, think about it. Okay, sometimes I even have to read the entire paragraph. Okay, so if I read this paragraph, the entire paragraph, I uh, I write down the main points. Okay, then after writing the main points, now I I start writing the work now based from coming from my head. Okay, so I come and write, say, okay, ABF is a company, Associated, I don't know, British company. Associated British Foods PLC is a company that is headquartered in London. It has this and this and this and this, and the financial analysis is that and that. Blah, 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 something of that kind. So, yes. So, the thing is, like, you really have to write original content. Any content that is non-original, that one will warrant up some penalty. And the good thing is that it will be taken. It's going to be noticed even before you submit it. And for new writers, usually you're not given work that has a very little deadline, because most of your orders will come with a lot of checks. So you will be given work that has a long deadline, but you as a writer, you'll be given some short deadline. Like, for example, if it is a one page, you might be given, say, 7 hours, and maybe the real deadline for the work maybe is around 2 days. So within 7 hours, when you submit, I can check and see, is it original? Is it passing all these checks? Is it having any issues? Is it having any problem? Is this person following instructions? Yeah, something of that kind. Has the research been okay? Has the research been done satisfactorily? Because sometimes you can read the paper and you just feel that this is very superficial research. Yeah, so those are the things that we tend to look. And if we think that this paper is substandard, then we are going to tell you that unfortunately we cannot submit this paper because of A, B, and C, and D. If you want us to submit it so that you avoid any form of whatever, any form of problems, you say that maybe people are cons or anything, do A, B, C, and D. Then we give you, like, say, 3 hours to make the corrections. So now you'll be doing revision. So when you do the revision and submit, and we think the revision is good, then you submit and you wait for your payment. If you do the revision and you think it's wrong again, and you feel it's wrong, we will tell you that it is wrong, do this and this and this and this. You do it again. When you feel, you submit again and you feel that it is still not meeting the requirements, we keep on returning that work to you until later you yourself, you'll say that this thing, I think it's not my thing. I cannot manage it. I can't manage that order. So please reassign. So in that case, it is you yourself who has asked for that order to be reassigned, and not Right All Academics or any other employer telling you to reassign content. But it is based on some genuine facts, because you see, I cannot take your work and tell you that it is substandard, then I don't give you an opportunity to revise. Okay? But if I give you reasons and tell you why I think it's substandard, and you understand and you do the revisions correctly, then it's going to be easy. Now, I'll give you a warning, because trust me, there's no employer who would want to get a writer who, anytime you keep on telling them what to do. Okay? So if you just write your first attempt and you miss the instructions, then I remind you what the instructions are, and you miss them again, then I remind you again, this is a lot of work even to us. So you can be sure that the next time when you're having an order, we will not list you. And you can only use you during those times when we really need someone to work, and maybe that order is extremely urgent, or maybe I don't know, but we will try as much as possible to avoid using you. In fact, we might even send you an email to tell you that our relationship has been terminated because of A, B, C, and D. All right. Yeah. So if you are a person who usually does not follow instructions, does you rush writing so that you fill the page count and you wait for payment, there's no shortcut, because these papers, all of them, they go through checks. First, we have reviewers who go through the orders and they look at instructions. So if you're a person who misses instructions, then you can be sure you are likely, you won't even reach these 5 testing orders for you to be accepted. Okay? You'll just be, it's either there'll be some silence. Okay? There'll be some silence for some time, because you want to give orders to people who, when they read the instructions, they understand and they know what they are doing that way. All right? So these are things that I'm telling you here so that you understand. Don't come and say, oh, I don't know. These guys, they used me. They did that. They did that. I sweated. They didn't. They ate my sweat. They did what? No. I'm here to tell you the truth of how things work outside here, because I've been in the industry for some time. So you really have to appreciate my experience if you don't appreciate my wisdom. Okay? Yeah. So write original content. And when you write that original content, because it is original to you, but you got it from somewhere, because all you did is paraphrasing, you accredit the source by doing what? By using citations and references. I'll tell you the difference, because I've seen people not understanding the difference between citation and references. So citations, basically, these ones are usually put inside the text, in the body of the paper. Okay? References, these ones are usually put at the end of the paper or at the end of the main content. All right? Yeah. So I will show you as an example here a document that has citations. Now, like this document here, what I'm saying is that a citation is like this one here. This is a citation. All right? This is a citation, okay? So for this one, it tells us that this content or this line here, the 4.7%, this data is a data that you cannot, this is data that you cannot guess. You must have found it somewhere. So where did I get this 4.7% from? Who told me that it is 4.7%? It is Bell and Benchflower. And if anybody wants to dispute it, then they have to go and talk to Bell and Benchflower. Okay? So giving that, accrediting the people that you've taken the information from is important. Now, assuming this citation isn't here, that one is still counted as plagiarism. So plagiarism is not how Turnitin paints your document, okay? It is you not crediting the source or using somebody's material without saying that it is somebody else's material. That is plagiarism. So that is the definition of plagiarism, all right? So you have to provide citations and references. Now, there is another one. I think I can show you another one here. Let me show you the citations. There's so many here. So like this one, 92%, Hess and 2019. So there are many in this paper, okay? So the thing is, you have to give that citation so that you can say that this work is coming from someone else or so and so, okay? Because there are things you cannot guess, you can only get from other sources. And then for the references basically, you see these sources that you've put here. This is just a short form, okay? ADSA and DeCosta, whatever, Hess and Scubet, this one here, okay? These are just the short forms. So that when you come down here to the last page, you will see them, they are placed here. Okay, all of them, they are here. Adsa and Da Costa, now they have been written in full, okay? School-based, I think, is somewhere down there. So these are the references. And somebody asked me the difference between bibliography and references. Now, for bibliography, I will just clarify here. The difference between reference and bibliography. Bibliography contains all sources. References contains sources that were only used in text. Those sources that you can only find in text. The ones like they have an in-text citation inside here. Okay. When you put a list that contains only those things that are in text, that one will be a reference list. All right. But when it comes to bibliography, sometimes you might not have put a source in text, but you think that that source is still important or vital to this work. So you can just place it there, although it does not have a corresponding in-text citation. Now that list that contains those sources that are both in text and those that are not in text but just provide additional information, that is what constitutes a bibliography. So that's the difference between references and bibliography. So I hope I'm understood to that point, yeah? So be able to provide citations and be able to show that you are good at what you are doing, and most importantly, be honest. Okay, and honesty, in fact, comes into even writing an original content. Don't go use robots, because I know nowadays there are so many robots. There is Hyperwriter, there is Quillbot, there is these robots that will help you write original content, but sometimes it does not even make sense at all. So for us, since these reviewers are humans, when they read and they see that this, when we just notice that we're using robots to write for us, then my friend, my brother, my sister, my country people, we are going to lay you off for some time, because that one is unacceptable. Yeah, and because we really expect you not to submit even work until you proofread it, so that you cannot have a lot of issues. Okay, so that you do not have a lot of issues. Yeah, so that is about academic writing. If you think academic writing is for you, basically you are going to understand it. If you can meet these four requirements, you are able to do academic writing. Now, academic writing began way back, since you're in school. That time when that lecturer or that teacher was giving you an assignment, and you're supposed to go and do some research and get those solutions to put there. Okay, so that is exactly how academic writing is. You're given a question, go do research, bring a solution that is correct, take back to the teacher, they mark, they pass, and you get value for your money, you get paid. So it's about that. So that accuracy is very important, that correctness is very important. So kama wewe ulikuwa ni wale watu wenye maybe if you are among those people who, when that assignment is given and you used not to do it, you used to wait for other people to do research for you, and you copy, then I think this might be a little bit hell, because you don't have those research skills. Those people who used kujituma, those people who used to take it upon themselves and go out there and do research, while maybe you are watching football or playing football, those are the people who are really can thrive in this industry, because they build research skills right from when they were young until now. And doing research is not a thing that maybe it's not difficult to learn if you have the urge. Sometimes problems can push you to learn some new skill. So if you have the urge of doing research for whatever reasons or whatever motive that drives you, you can easily learn how to do research. Doing research is not a very difficult thing to do, to know. But for me, because I think I really liked doing research, and I was among those people who were in the forefront when you're given an assignment, you move, you go in the library, get some books, go online. I even know some specific areas online to search, specific ones, that even when I mention them here, so many people don't know them. But I know there are some specific sites that when you go, you're going to get answers, solutions exactly the way you want them. Okay, so it only remains for you just to paraphrase. Okay, you can even give me a topic and I tell you, no, leave this book. Use this book. This one is more rich when it comes to matrices compared to, let's say, Boylstad. I'll tell you, don't use Boylstad when it comes to matrices. Use maybe something like RCDOF. Okay. Oh, let's say, when it comes to partial differential equations, I will tell you maybe use something like Rungekuta. Rungekuta is so good when it comes to partial differential equations, PDEs, but is very poor when it comes to ODEs. Okay? Yeah, so it is something like that. All right? Something like that. So when you have that research skill and when you've practiced it sufficiently and satisfactorily, then it's very easy for you to survive. So this I'll put as the first video of applying at Tritol Academics, so that basically you reevaluate yourself and your decision. And it is not that tough, by the way. I'm only trying to tell you how the reality of things here, so that it becomes a little bit easy. Yeah, there are people who find it easy. By the way, this 1, 2, 3, I've seen people doing it very easy. People who understand instructions, people who can do good research, people who can write original content, people who accredit the sources. Now you get the paper is very clean. Yeah. So somebody like that, when they submit a paper like this, you've given them another work. Submit another order, submit another order. Now those people can earn and they can live on academic writing. But if you're a problem, if you have a lot of challenges, I think it is best you start working on the challenges first. And then after start working on the challenges, now you can come to write all academics and be the best writer that you want to be. Because I don't see the need for you wasting your initial chance. It is very difficult for you to come to write all academics, get accepted through cheating, and then get laid off, and then maybe say you come back after 3 years and say maybe you want to come back again to write all academics. It is very difficult for you to be accepted. It is indeed very difficult for you to be accepted, because you already tarnished your image. Okay, you already tarnished your image, and this image is very important. So that's why I'm saying, you be as honest as possible. Be able to, if you think you are not capable, you can join that training that will teach you how to go about these 4 things. The training is done by the same channel, East Academy. You only pay 4,500 shillings for the entire training. And after that, when you leave, you'll be able to know. Okay. And academic writing is not a thing maybe that you can learn in a month or so. You keep on learning. Even me today, I still keep on learning new things. Okay. So right now, yeah, even as I make videos, there's some things that after finishing making these videos, I sit down, I take maybe an article, I read, I see what's coming up, okay, what's new, all right? So you need to have that vast knowledge. So right now, I was even learning about the citation style of a scholar, so that I can even come and share with you. So it is a thing. So if you get something like me, I've come and understood maybe something like APA and told you this is how APA is done, this is how APA is formatted, this is how APA citations are done, this is how APA references are done. This is the most preferred citation generator for APA. It's because I took some time and learned. Okay, so you really have to know what you are doing, and you can either enroll as a student or to enroll as a freelance writer. So if you want to enroll as a freelance writer, be sure you can meet these 4. because not meeting any of these will definitely lay you off. If you cannot understand instructions and you can do good research, you can write original content and credit with the source, but you don't understand instructions, my brother, my sister, you are going to be laid off very soon. So there is no need for you to come get laid off later and then maybe it becomes challenging to work with us again. If you cannot do research but you understand instructions, so you read the instruction, you understand, you try writing, it's going to be difficult for you. You'll find writing very difficult because you'll always want to write. You'll only take orders that you understand well. So if it is an order that is telling you to do research, you'll say no, I don't know that subject. But truth be told, people who earn a lot when it comes to academic writing, these are people who sometimes in the morning you've done an order for nursing, but because you have good research skills or you are willing to do that research, you do research until you become like a nurse. In the evening, there's something dealing with marketing. You do research online until you become like a marketer. Maybe afternoon now, you had another order that was dealing with public administration. You go on and do research and write there like a public administrator. So this research is what will make you rich. Because if you are waiting to come and write orders that deal with education, then you might realize today there is no order for education, so you might sleep hungry. If you are somewhat choosy, uh, it becomes a little bit difficult. By the way, I tell people it's good to start with orders that you are very comfortable with, like the field that you studied. So, if, for example, you studied accounting, so take orders that deal with accounting, then with time you can stretch. You can stretch your scope. Normally, in academic writing, most orders here, business, health sciences, I'm talking of nutrition, I'm talking of nursing, I'm talking of medicine. Business, I'm talking of accounting, I'm talking of finance, I'm talking of those things, CPA or whatever. Those ones are the ones that are most common. Then there's law, there's engineering, a little bit engineering. Yeah. There's leadership, public administration, computer science, technical orders, mathematics, all those subjects. And Right All Academics provides all those subjects. So you can work on an order that you're only comfortable with so that you don't struggle a lot. It doesn't become a pain point. It doesn't challenge you, and you write content that will, at the end of the day, be accepted, because don't want you to write content that will be rejected. So that is the first part for this video. I don't know how many videos there'll be, but this video is just to tell you to look yourself, evaluate, and think if you are going to get trained or whether you are going to become a writer direct. Of course, whichever way. Becoming a writer, this one you're not going to pay anything. I mean, you just have to take the application process, which I'm going to explain in the next video, and then after that, you are able to understand what you're supposed to do. All right. So that is not an issue. I'd expect that you are going to be good in whatever you do. And for me, I wish you all the best in this application process. And I hope to meet you in some times to come. So the next video will tell you the steps that are taken when applying and how important it is to do that application, and how honest you will put you in a better place. So thank you, and have a nice time. So this is East Academia. So please don't forget to subscribe and share this content to help other people, and like these videos. And if you have any questions, you can just place them in the comment sections of the video. So thank you and have a nice time.